Greetings comrades, it's Conrad, and welcome to Space Engineers. Now if you're watching this video you probably know what Space Engineers is, but if you don't, Space Engineers is a block based building game, but instead of say Minecraft where you build anything, you're building spaceships in the void of space. I've got a pretty little skybox here just showing off planet Earth, sort of one part of it at least, and it's going to be my first video in video games in general. Particularly before I started off in Space Engineers, I'm getting really into this, and I thought just for this video what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you around some of my ships. These ships I've had for a long while. They're part of my Altera fleet of the Fleets of Khaordum, and they're just sort of very basic little ships that I'm quite proud of, especially since one of them, as you'll see, that was the first ever ship I built. So we're just going to flip ourselves around here, and they're going to come into view. So what we've got here, I'll show off these two up here. These are these two smaller ships. These are Corvettes, ground class Corvettes. This is, if I remember, they're Solum and Tellus, which is just Latin for ground. I was being fairly unoriginal with these names. And if we're just going to start straight off, so we're going to well, run around here a bit and jump into the bridge, and we're going to ignore the bridge straight away, drop down all the way down to the bottom and run to the front. So this is where we are going to start the tour. This is the operations room. Now warships generally do not, when they're in conflict, they don't obviously have the crew up on the bridge. It's nice and exposed, everyone's going to get shot, you're going to lose your captain, everything's going to go badly. So they have an operations room like this, which is just a enclosed in sort of protected area where the crew will command the ship. So this does have a position for the helmsman or the captain. This position, either of these positions don't really matter. It could be the weapons, and the other one would be the navigation. And that's all there is to this operations room. It's a very basic room. So we've got the observation deck here right behind it, which is probably not the smartest idea. This is probably the weakest spot on the entirety of the bottom of the ship. But it's a sort of a staple of these Altera ships, as they have observation decks. So it had to be put in. And it's just an observation deck. You can look out the windows and you can see what's around you a little bit. Very pretty. You can even see what's straight beneath you. So we're going to come straight back here, and we're going to go up from deck. We're going to go up to deck 2 here, and turn straight behind us. This is just the engineering room. It's just the reactor room. You got one large, two small, and a grav gen. Nothing really to see. Nothing major in here. Just a small little room. So that's all there is on this deck. This tour's going very quickly. This is now onto deck 3. And come through this door, we reach the crew quarters, which is just 4 bunks. So yeah, this only has a crew of 4. This is not a live-on ship. This is a operated ship, so they have, sure, they'll take their watches maybe when they're not doing much, when they're doing little patrols, but you don't live on this ship, not really. It's not big enough. And then we've got the cargo hold for their supplies and such. Enough to last them a while should they need it, but as again, it's supposed to be part of a fleet or be near an installation. It's not going to be on its own. From there, we're just going to fly straight back up to the bridge, nice and quickly, and just going to jump in it even, not you. Show you, weighs about 1,500 tons. Fair weight. It's mostly heavy armor on the top, sort of this top. All the green is heavy armor, nothing else is heavy armor. But despite that, sort of, she does accelerate. Picks up speed quite nicely, and she also turns quite nicely. I'm going to use these to turn. So nothing really much to it. A very basic little ship, but serves purposes. And I'm just going to stop there, and we can come out the back again, which is left open, so we got vented. And we're going to come over here to AFS Volvus, Alteran fleet ship Volvus. And we're going to enter through the airlocks, because this actually has airlocks, indicated by the stripes. So the airlocks, these are proper airlocks. Look at these, two doors there, proper to see that you've got a cargo container to store EVA equipment, and you've got a docking console with which you can control the ship from right next to the dock. Just there for fine tuning. We come forward, we've got the forward observation deck, nice and really badly defended, as the holes in the floor over here show. you know, it's not very good. But you get nice views again, so who gives a crap, right? So if we come back up here, we come back from the airlock. Say bandits, they come through these doors, they break their way in. These interior turrets will hopefully at least rip them a little bit to shreds. But if it doesn't, well, who knows? This is still the crew, and they're going to be all the way out here. We come back from here, we reach this asymmetrical hallway with some windows looking out. Again, lots of windows on this destroyer. And we reach the cargo hold. And the cargo hold, again, has windows. Plenty of windows. Even in the cargo hold, when you have these windows. So we come back. There's not much to see in the cargo hold. That just store supplies, store ammunition, store bits and bobs. So we're going to go straight down from here. So this is actually deck 3 we were just on. We're going down now to deck 1. Which is the observation deck, as I say. All Terra fleet ships have a sort of main observation deck, and this one's no different. And it's very basic, but a lot bigger than the old one, and it's obviously isolated. So hey, even if it gets shot to shit, hopefully it's going to be a little safer. So we come up here, we come to deck 2, and we've got the engineering deck. We've got reactors, a lot more than before. We've got our grav gen here, much more central than the other one, and we've got a ton of gyros down here. But a pretty neat feature we also have is we can come through here and we'll walk out into the engine nacelles on either side. We've got more gyros and more engines, so it makes it fairly manoeuvrable for a ship inside, which is nice. And it's not overly manoeuvrable, it doesn't spin like a, I don't know, spin like an actual rotor, I suppose. They seem to go badly. So we come up here, we come all the way up to deck 4, and we've got the operations room again. This one's a lot bigger. You've got your captain, you've got your navigator, and you've got tons of weapons consoles just for controlling the weapons. From there, we got them through the front of the operations room, and we get to the sleeping quarters. And the sleeping quarters here have room for 20 people, so this is a bigger ship, especially in terms of the crew. So you're going to have, you know, you're going to have your officers, you're going to have your engineers, but you're also going to have other people. Perhaps you might have some space marines on this ship, maybe just sort of, you know, working security, protecting the borders. Who knows what might happen, right? So coming back, we go upstairs and we bring ourselves to the back of the bridge. And the back of the bridge is just level with the deck. You've got exterior hull access and some nice little views. Again, too many windows for a destroyer. But if we come up to the bridge, you find it's fairly bare. You've got 3 seats, one for navigator, one for communications, and one for the captain or for the helmsman. But you get fairly good views out of the windows, and it works. So just going to take this for a quick spin. Hopefully you won't hit anything. As you can see, as I was saying, she does turn pretty well. She also accelerates fairly well as for a ship her size. I mean, she's 4,800 tons, but you know, she's moving. She's rotating fairly quickly. She's not going to stop rotating now. No, there we go. And that's really all there is to these 2 corvettes and destroyers. Which means I'm now going to show off some other ships. So I might just cut to that. Okay, so over here we've got these 2. These are Larson Engineering Mule class light cargo freight shuttles. Sorry, Lug Nut and Rubber Duck. Rubber Duck is a reference. We're going to go look at this one because I prefer Rubber Duck simply because of the name. But it is a reference, sort of related to the ship itself, I suppose. So these are, say, freight shuttles, crew of 1. So they're kind of like lorries, but the crew is everything. He's the pilot, he is the navigator, and he's also the engineer. So fairly multi-purpose dude, but he's got a computer console in his bedroom, and he's also got his nice little bunk here. These are bunks, at least I try and make them look somewhat like bunks. And a cargo container for his personal belongings. But there's not much else to it. I mean, you got through this door, you just got the reactor, which is the engineering deck, sorry. So you got your grav gen, you got your gyroscopes again, and you just got all manner of reactor. So we come back up, we're just going to jump in the pilot seat, and we're just going to show you it's about, I mean, it's a light ship, it's about 700 tons, sorry, and accelerates fairly well, manoeuvres pretty well. AFA lug nut, bit slower, bit sluggish, bit more sluggish as you'd expect. I mean, she's carrying cargo, but all in all, they're not bad class of ship. A little small, but they're quite nice. I'm quite happy with how they turned out, especially since it was my first foray onto online building, and there was griefers around, so I'm impressed when I actually get any kind of ship out of it. So just two last things to show you. These are the shuttles. You got the Larson Engineering LE-14 Starbird. It's a light assault shuttle, as you can tell. It's got a pair of Gatling guns. Carries 4 people on the back, and this sort of thing they just use to put people in hot zones, sort of thing. It's fairly fast, fairly agile. Just jump in the cockpit. You can see it moves, good speed, good manoeuvrability. I'm not really displaying the speed very well right now, but she moves. There's not much else to show out of this. And then if we just come over here, we can just... Whoa! Didn't fall off that time. We've got the RB-47A Ferry, which is an ugly piece of shit. Designed by Redmond Bishop, which is just sort of company making ships, to look more like the sort of the frigates and the Corvettes and the destroyers, with its spiked front and round and a triangular sort of back here. But they didn't put engine nacelles on it because I wanted to put 6 seats in, and it's just turned out a bit ugly. But hey, this thing, so despite its ugliness and its weird look, it's actually fairly agile, particularly in rotation. You can easily get lost, forget what you're doing. But she moves, she's fairly agile. She would not be useful for putting people down on a planet where people are shooting at each other, like say the Starbird over here is, but maybe for going down to a station, going down to another ship, maybe going down to an uninhabited or safe planet. Yeah, just that's what she'd be there for. Ugly piece of crap. And that's about it. That's all there is to show you of these ships. Just starting out. Thank you, thank you for putting up with my horrific attempts at trying to make a video. If you did somehow manage to like this video, you want to see more, just let me know. I do plan on making a couple more videos today if possible. I've got a couple of other ship sort of builds that I've collected, built up over a little while for try and show you, including a dreadnought. Might do that last, considering it's massive, but we'll see what happens. So thank you for bearing with me. Hope to see you again. Conrad out.